Good morning, PlayStation Nation. We're back with some big news from some little warriors. Licensed games have a bad reputation in the world of gaming, often seen as unoriginal cash grabs. Based on Pixar's third best film from before the year 2000, Disney Pixar's A Bug's Life is one of the finest counterexamples to this stereotype. With innovative and creative mechanics, relatively complex momentum-based movement, and with multiple ways to fight enemies and bosses, A Bug's Life is remembered fondly by those who play it and is recognized as a surprisingly interesting speedrun. This gem will be getting some new recognition this January, when it will be showcased on Awesome Games Done Quick 2024. The game will be run by Bugs Life veteran Zik3. Zik currently holds third place in the Any Percent category, a mere 19 seconds behind the world record. Zik has been hard at work preparing for GDQ, advertising many of his latest streams as world record attempts. But what are some of the challenges standing between Zik and a new record? To start, let's talk about movement. As mentioned, movement in this game is all about keeping momentum. Acceleration is very slow. Even in a relatively straightforward level, it can be very easy to lose several seconds to optimal play. A section that appears to be entirely about maintaining straight lines actually requires decision-making, taking into account the trade-off between traveling flat ground versus taking tighter turns along bumpy ground that can slow you down. Early in the run is a skip that serves as a major roadblock to top-level players, the wall jump in Riverbed Canyon. There are many places in the game where the player can jump up small imperfections in wall geometry. For the most part, these jumps are very easy. However, the jump at the end of Riverbed Canyon is different. The jumps required are not difficult to do eventually, but that is a far cry from doing them consistently. This skip isn't random, but for most people it might as well be. This skip is deemed consistent enough for runs, but if it takes more than a few tries, the odds of achieving a world record drop dramatically. Most runs are reset here. In addition to this effectively random element, there is also an element of actual randomness near the end of the run. In the level Ant Hill Part 2, the player needs to grow a berry shooter and aim it at Hopper until he releases Princess Ada. Growing the berry shooter and getting into position is not a problem. However, Hopper's movement is random. Depending on where Hopper flies, it might be impossible for the berry shooter to hit him. With particularly bad luck, a runner may lose more than 20 seconds waiting for Hopper to fly into a better position. Even with average luck, a top-level runner may lose more than 10 seconds to something completely out of their control. This covers just a few elements of this run, but there are many other aspects of optimization that runners like Zik need to think about. However, Zik isn't the only one playing the game right now. Over on another platform, ThermalSquare has been running the PC version of the game. In addition to playing on another version of the game, Thermal has also begun learning a lesser-run category. The vast majority of speedrun history in this game is with the Any Percent category. Relatively few have tackled the much harder 100% category. The Any Percent category mostly involves knowing the straightest path from the start of each level to its exit. As you might expect, 100% actually requires fully traversing every level, picking up all collectibles, and defeating every enemy. More than 60 people have submitted runs to the Any Percent leaderboards. Only 8 people have dared to run 100%. However, if anyone is prepared to take on this challenge, it is ThermalSquare. Thermal is far from a beginner in this game, and in fact has held the N64 Any Percent record for close to 2 years. The Nintendo 64 and PlayStation versions of this game are different enough that the leaderboards are separated. Some changes are very clear as soon as you look at gameplay, such as the different render distances. Other differences are more subtle, such as certain jumps that are only possible on one version of the game. Thermal is familiar with these differences and is taking his knowledge of the game to the next level. Tune in to Thermal's channel to watch his progress with this category, linked in the description below. Also be sure to catch Zik's run of A Bug's Life at AGDQ. The schedule adjusted to your time zone is also linked below. Subscribe for more PlayStation speedrunning news. And as always, show some support for the PlayStation Nation.